And welcome back to the Red Crew. It's your boy Chesco. We're here with Luis. We are here to preview UFC. Oh, look, hey, New Year, same shit.
Some things just don't change.
Yeah, UFC what?
297.
UFC 297. Why do I feel like UFC 300 is so close?
Because it's 3 away from 300.
Is that close? It's 3 months at least. We're here to preview UFC 297, Strickland versus Du Plessis. All right, all our Australian, what we call them?
Fans, followers,
South African.
crew members.
South African.
Oh, what did I say?
Australian.
Same thing. Same thing, right?
All our South African.
All our South African crew members. Thank you. Y'all were very passionate, saying he was gonna be out of.
Lasagna. Now it's Strickland.
Oh, Strickland.
All right. So,
But we're gonna go through the whole main card. Arnold Allen is the first fight, right?
Yeah, starting from the bottom, we got Arnold Allen versus Movsar Evlov.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who Martin Evlov is, and I know Arnold Allen is really, really good. And so I'm gonna go with Arnold Allen.
I don't keep up that much with the undercards. Well, maybe should, but
It's not an undercard.
it's not. But I'm sure they started in the undercards, and that's how you got to know them a little bit.
No, Arnold Allen fought Max Holloway.
Oh, did he?
That was his last fight.
Oh, was it in a fight night?
It was the main event of a fight.
That's probably why. I don't keep away with the non numbers.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I prefer fight nights sometimes because there's some good fight nights. Like I make it like my own little UFC night that we do here.
Yeah.
Without the pressure of like what we got to do after and before and all that.
recording
You know?
everything and doing
Yeah,
the posts and whatnot.
So
Makes
it's
sense.
like I'm not thinking of jokes during the card. Sometimes it's every now and then on a Saturday night, and it's a really good card. I get my wings. You know, my girl's there, asking dumb questions, but. Yeah,
Is that a punch or is that a kick?
Wait, yeah, is that? Oh, you know who's the worst? Like when I'm watching a soccer game, my mom.
I can see that.
And my mom watched me play my whole life, and there's those. My mom can read,
yeah,
and my mom can see, and my mom knows. Like she understands the simple things of soccer. So whenever she comes and she's like, "Who's playing?" I'm like, "Okay, I understand that." And then when the score is right there, and she's like, "Who's winning?" And what color's who? I'm like, if you don't know any of this information, you clearly don't care about
it. You just ask questions.
You're just asking to ask questions, so I have to start. And I hate when I'm really into the game. I hate talking. Like I hate talking with people.
Nah, that makes sense. It's like when you're watching a movie. Like, don't ask me what's about to happen. We're watching the same movie. I don't know what's about to happen
I hate
either.
when that happens, man. So
Talking about how you say your mom asks a lot of questions. I was watching some fight. I don't know if it was UFC or boxing with
Wait a minute. How don't you know if it's UFC or boxing? They're clearly different.
I just don't remember what it was at the time. Yeah. Yes, it was definitely one of the two. But it was with my lady's family, and it was funny because my lady had a bunch of questions about it, and my lady's mom was answering. It's like what he's doing, what she's doing right now is he's fainting and he's trying to draw him in, and I'm like, she knows more about it than you do. She knows more about it than I do. So we have your mom on one spectrum and her mom on the other.
My mom will give you strategy.
But she doesn't know what the
Not
score
a single
is.
thing, but she'll coach you. Not a single thing, but she'll coach.
That's a very mom thing to do.
No, my mom is crazy. My mom is the type. Oh, like she fights with my cousin too. Now, my mom is the type. She does this all the time. She goes to the doctor for a checkup. Mm-hmm. The doctor tells her everything that's wrong with her. She comes back saying the doctor's stupid and he don't know what he's talking about.
I feel like that's just a Hispanic thing to do. That's definitely a Hispanic thing to do.
She always comes back and she's like, he don't know what he's talking about. I'm like, you're right. He don't. Like, and she's a conspiracy theorist, so every time she goes to the doctor, or she's like, you gotta go get this checked. She's like, no, I don't. They just want me to go take that test.
Yeah. It's all about the money. You gotta follow the trail.
Like she's paying for it.
Right.
Like, you know you're not paying for it. The insurance is, right? She's like, it don't matter. It's the principle. So, in other words, I'm gonna miss her.
That's such a wrong thing to say.
I'm just saying, I love my mom.
Yeah.
All right.
Arnold Allen versus Mofsar Evlad. You said you. Wait, who won between him and Max?
Max Holloway won.
Max
Max
Holloway.
Holloway's undefeated. Max Holloway's been undefeated for about 20 years. If Alexander Volkanovski doesn't exist.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've talked about that. Who do you think wins between this one, Arnold or Mofsar?
I have no idea who the other guy is. Arnold Allen can hit really hard. I'll tell you that much. He popped Max Holloway, but Max Holloway's like a different breed. Never been knocked down.
On the scorecard or on the fight card?
Like I said, I don't know the other guy, but knockout.
Would it make a difference if I told you Mofsar is Russian?
Ooh, it makes you look at it.
Yeah.
Actually, change my pick.
So that's what I was going to go with, because when I don't know fights, I just go with betting odds, right? So Arnold is ranked number 4, but Mofsar is ranked number 9 with the betting odds in his favor.
It's in his favor.
It's in his favor.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, going on to the next one. We got Chris Curtis versus Marc-Andre Barrios.
That's actually not a bad fight. Chris Curtis is one of Sean Strickland's best friends.
Is it?
Yeah, they have the same coach. They have a podcast together.
They have a podcast. Strickland has a podcast?
Yeah. Comes out, talk about consistency. Comes out like once every 6 months.
We should have him on the record.
Yeah, but look, I want Chris Curtis to win. I would like Chris Curtis, but Chris Curtis is... You know what? I just want Chris Curtis to win. Like, you know what? Nepotism. Or affirmative action, whatever you want. Like, yeah, affirmative action. Either way. Yeah, because we're not family, so it's not nepotism.
Yeah, nothing against affirmative action, but I want to go with Marc-Andre.
Racist. Alright. Yeah. Alright.
Okay, now we got Neil Magny versus Mike Mallet.
Neil Magny's fighting. I get Neil Magny and Jeff Neal confused all the time for some reason. Yeah, because they're black. They don't have the same name. One is Jeff Neal, one is Neil Magny. So, let's say Jeff Neal fought last week.
Yeah.
And Neil Magny's fighting this week. Okay. I'm like, shit, this motherfucker just fought last week. So, I feel...
A very similar name would have you believe so.
So, who is it? Actually, look, I'm not lying. Who is it? Jeff Neal or Magny? Neil Magny. Okay, so I feel like Neil Magny just fought. But actually, he didn't, because his last fight was against Ian Gary, I think.
Neil Magny fought against Sean Gary.
Yeah, Ian Gary. So, I think, and damn, he got his leg kicked off his body. So, but that's a good fight, man.
I'm gonna go with Neil Magny.
Neil Magny versus who, actually?
Mike Mallet.
Oh, it's not that good of a fight. Yeah, Neil Magny. Yeah.
He's actually under 250.
Neil Magny?
No, Mike Mallet.
Can I see Mike Mallet? Am I thinking of the same person? Oh, never mind. That is a good fight. Mike Mallet, I know who Mike Mallet is. Mike Mallet is Canada's only hope of anything relevant.
Anything relevant?
Outside of like maple syrup, but I think it ran its course. Is hockey really relevant?
I mean,
I'm sorry to say this, but look, ET's not here, so I gotta say it. Any sport where black people don't do it consistently has its limitations. Am I wrong?
I wonder how many black hockey players there are.
And if they're there, affirmative action. There's no
you're the only one I can say, because I can't say that.
Why not? It's true.
Because you're black. I can't say that.
You can say anything you want as long as it's true. And it's true. Like, there's no way there wasn't a better white hockey player.
Say it again?
There's no way there wasn't a better white hockey player.
There wasn't a better white.
Like, I'm not the guy who has issues with, like, if something is racist in life, call it out. I really do. I'm like, I don't like people shortcutting. Like, some lady said a couple weeks ago, said that Lamar Miller, a quarterback for the Ravens, wasn't too quarterbacky. You're right. Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Ravens, who's gonna get his ass beat this weekend by the Texans. Yeah, wasn't too quarterbacky. which people took. Which I'm gonna say this, I agree with her. That it was because he wasn't what the traditional quarterback was back in the 90s, who was
he's not.
staying.
But 90% of the
and they
quarterbacks
were
nowadays
white.
aren't.
But now 90% of the quarterbacks are black.
That's true.
So if you're gonna critique a quarterback, who are you gonna critique? One that plays for a team that can't win, the Jets, who can't beat
That's
anybody.
why she said it because he wasn't black.
No, that's what people took it as.
Wow.
No, but do you disagree with her? He runs more than he throws.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Okay, so he's
That's one of the main things he says. That I think he started in a position other than quarterback.
yeah. It's like, but that doesn't mean that because he's black. It's because he's really freaking good at running, throwing the ball. He throws it every now and then.
Yeah. He either runs it or
When he gets it, you expect him to run. It's like, but it's like no. And she wasn't even white. I think she was Asian.
What is that? What does race have anything to do with it?
Because, I guess any race can be racist, right?
You feel like white people have more.
Exactly. So I feel like there was a glitch in the system.
Is that racist in itself? Thinking that white people have more proclivity to being racist?
But apparently, you can't be racist against white people.
You can't.
That's what people say.
Who is these people?
Woke people, because something about they don't have
It's
the.
interesting because woke people think everything can be racist. It's interesting to think that they think the one thing that can't be racist is
You can't be racist against white
white
people because they don't have because minorities don't have the historical power to that comes with racism where it originated for it to be.
We had a history lesson right now.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Say, talk to me.
All right.
In other words, actually Mike Mallet. I know who he is. He's really good.
White guy.
And I'm telling you, Canada needs something. Canada has nothing.
I gave Marc-Andre the win. And he's also from Canada.
Did y'all know? This is a fact.
His facts are to be taken lightly.
Well, this is as fact as gonna
Let me
get.
hear it.
If you're from anywhere in the world and decide, you know what, tomorrow I want to be a Canadian citizen, all you have to do is ask.
I don't.
It's a fact. And they'll give you a house. They'll give you your citizenship.
I can't argue with
Passport?
this fact because I do not know for a fact that you're telling the truth.
I'm telling
I
you.
would have to trust but verify before I.
They'll give you everything you need for you to move there. And guess
I
how
don't
many
think so.
people move there? Nobody.
It's too cold.
It's too fucking cold.
Freeze we're having right now
Yes.
in Houston. They're every day.
Oh, they'll be
over
in the
there.
park right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
In
and
shorts and
exactly. And so nobody, like, I'm a big soccer fan, obviously, and I watched the interview by Alphonso Davies, the best. Actually, Canada has that.
Alphonso Davies.
Alphonso Davies. He's a left back. He's probably the best left back in the world,
Okay.
and he's from Canada, which is like that's how I'm telling you the world's gonna end. Like Canada has the best anything at soccer in the world, but anyways, what you call it? Alphonso Davies was talking about his life growing up. He's from Montreal, I think, or where the Whitecaps from? No, he's from Vancouver. He's like, I think, and he's like, so what do you do? He's like, nothing. You stay home. You stay home. It's too cold. You can't go anywhere. You go to school. You come back home. And you play in the summer. You play. That's when the soccer league happens. And then you stay at home.
All right. So next on the card we have Raquel Pennington versus Mayra Bueno Silva.
I'm gonna go with Silva. I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever have a daughter? And she's like, "Hey, Dad, I want to become an MMA fighter. Even if it's just for a second. Even if she's been the girliest girl ever. Even if she played with Barbies, just for a second, a glimpse in your mind, would ever go like, hey, yo, she might be a lesbian?"
I wouldn't have until this week
Why? What happened?
because I noticed that both of them are lesbians.
Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
But when Holly Holm,
But I feel like there's maybe not a majority. I would have to look, but a majority of the winners are lesbian.
let's go through the winners. Okay, Amanda Nunes.
Amanda Nunes.
Uh,
Or the top tier, right?
Rose Namajunas is not.
No, okay, no, she's not.
Sean Lee seems like she is, huh?
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay, so Juliana Peña's not.
She definitely isn't.
Ronda Rousey's not.
No.
Misha Tate is not.
No.
Holly Holm is not.
Mhm.
These are the winners we're talking about.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
Let me see.
Who's the 115 champion right now? Valentina Shevchenko, is she?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It don't seem like it.
Okay. So I spoke out of turn, but maybe the possibility is there, right?
So in other words, yes.
For like a second.
I'm not mad
There's
at you.
nothing wrong with that.
I'm not mad at you because we have to create content.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with my little girl being lesbian. And baby girl, if you are, I hope that you feel open enough. I feel like open enough with me to be able to know that you can come to me with anything, whether it's about sexuality or anything else. And I will love you no matter what.
I wouldn't think you're a lesbian.
I would wonder for like half a second, but the half a second is still there. So I can't say I wouldn't because that half a second is still there.
Look, we're going to talk. Make sure to tune into the podcast because we're going to talk about a topic. If your girl came up to you and said like, hey, yo, I experimented in college, what would you think? We'll talk about it on the podcast. So make sure to go, subscribe and go see the episode, okay? But let's finish off.
All right. So you say you got Mayra Bueno Silva?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I really could care less about this fight. I think that's the worst fight on the main card. I don't know why it's the co-main event.
Because it's for the championship.
For what championship?
The women's bantamweight title bout.
Swear to God.
It's the co-main event. It's a 5-round fight.
Is it an inner?
No.
There's no way that's the bantamweight title fight.
Amanda retired, so that's it.
You have way better bantamweights than that.
I would have thought they would have put Juliana Pena in there.
Me too.
But they didn't.
What the? Can you put up the bantamweight ranking?
I'm about to do that right now.
Yo, I did not know this was a bantamweight title fight. This is crazy.
Okay, bantamweight is Juliana Pena is number 1, Raquel Pennington is number 2, Mayra Bueno Silva is number 3. Juliana Pena must have rejected the offer.
She probably hurt.
But she's been hurt. When was her last fight? Last fight was with Amanda Nunes.
But she got hurt on the.
That was like almost a year ago.
She was supposed to fight Nunes again and got hurt.
We got Clayton Vieira, Irene Aldana, Holly Holm, Pani Kiansad, Yana Santos.
Is Wanda Silva the one that beat Holly Holm?
Good question. Let's find out. Mayra Bueno Silva did beat Holly Holm.
I actually watched that fight. Yeah, I'll go with her.
Okay.
Damn, the women's bantamweight type.
I'm going with her because she's Brazilian. The Brazilians got something different with them.
Raquel Pennington's pretty old.
Is she?
Yeah, Raquel Pennington's been around a while. That's why I didn't think Raquel Pennington would ever be in the title fight.
Maybe this is her last chance.
Yeah, it definitely is. Respect to Raquel Pennington. She's married to Tisha Torres, I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway.
All right, and now to the main event of the evening. We've got Sean Strickland versus Dricus Du Plessis.
I feel like the UFC for some reason, or maybe like you're not as deep in as I am.
I'm not.
Do you consider?
Consider.
See, I'm Canadian now.
Hey.
Do you consider Sean Strickland a star?
Do I consider? I don't think.
I don't
yet.
mean like fighting wise. I just mean like
celebrity. Yeah, I don't think he's there yet. I think if he wins this one, maybe the next one, and keeps being himself, I think he can definitely start drawing more eyes and maybe be more like a Nate Diaz.
I feel like the UFC is making a mistake.
Elaborate.
Like this fight happened too quick. I think Du Plessis wins. I just think he's too big.
Du Plessis is huge.
Huge. He's huge. And the guy is he's willing to walk through so many things to get to you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's perfectly made for Sean Strickland. Now, I said that before that Asanya fight. We also how that ended up. So I'm not counting Strickland out, but I do think Du Plessis wins. But I feel like the UFC is missing an opportunity here. I feel like if we're looking
at build him up a little bit more.
Exactly, of the landscape of things, trust me, Du Plessis is not going to be a bigger star than you.
But maybe they don't want to do it with Strickland because of his personality. He's too, what do you call it, explosive.
But here's the thing about Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland is going to be the same with the belt or without the belt.
Agreed.
So, it's not like if he loses, you cut him, right?
Yeah.
So the same controversy, the same trouble he's going to get himself into, he's still going to get himself into. Like, but if he's really going to get himself in trouble with the belt, it's going to bring more eyes to you. This is that point of there's no bad publicity. I don't agree with that when it's about you.
Yeah.
There could be bad publicity about you. Now the UFC, let's say tomorrow Sean Strickland goes crazy and does something that ends his career. Mm-hmm. You think that's good or bad for the UFC? Unless he kills somebody.
Well, that's when you said something bad, that's what I thought about.
No, but I mean if he goes out and says something outlandish, which he already does. So I don't think it can happen.
How much more outlandish can
exactly.
In a world where everything outlandish is kind of normal nowadays.
Yes. So it's like, but anyways, let's say remarkably something we're not thinking about happens. It's going to bring eyes to the UFC.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to place the blame.
He becomes the villain at that point. And everybody wants to watch him just so they can get his ass beat.
Not only that, and nobody's going to be like, oh, it's the UFC's fault. No, everybody's going to understand you can't control that mania. You know what I mean?
Because that's who he is. I mean, and he's been inside of himself. He's explosive. That's who he is. Like, he can't control himself. Look what happened at the last fight when he fought Du Plessis in the crowd.
Exactly. I feel like this fight is relevant. I feel like unless Du Plessis fights, like, well, yeah, maybe because of Shamaev, right? But let's say if Du Plessis doesn't fight Shamaev next, nobody's gonna care about that fight. Like, as much as I love,
he's the only other person in that weight class that can actually bring eyeballs.
Who?
Shamaev?
Yeah, Shamaev. Nobody else. Like, we're assuming Adesanya's not gonna fight.
Okay. And Robert Whittaker, he's fought too many times, and he's already fought Du Plessis. He lost.
Robert Whittaker just lost to Du Plessis, and even then,
Paul Costa maybe. But they won't be as big as it won't be as big a name.
Well, I'm saying I think the UFC missed an opportunity here to
build Strickland up a little bit. I agree with that. Whether they want to use him as the next as the next it guy or not, he's going to be. Look, I think that it's a fact that Strickland is a good fighter. I think we'd be taken away from him. And if we didn't put him up there with Du Plessis, right?
Yeah.
I think they're pretty evenly matched.
I don't think this is a blowout by any means.
I don't think so either.
But I think he's gonna walk through him and knock him out. Like, I do think that.
Dricus?
I mean, I don't mean walk through him like outclass him. I mean, like, he's gonna get hit a lot by Strickland. Like, Du Plessis got outstruck by Whittaker. Whittaker hit him a lot more.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Whittaker hit him a lot more, but he was able to take that, and then just be able to put up with all that and then knock him out. Yeah. I think he's going to be able to do the same thing. I don't mean walk through him like, oh, he's going to be an easy day. I mean, he's going to get hit a lot by Strickland. And then when he gets hit by Strickland, it's not going to faze him. It's not going to hurt him. And then he's just going to... He's going to outpower him, outmuscle him. He's just too big.
So you think eventually it goes to the ground?
No. I don't think so. I think Strickland gets knocked out, honestly.
When's the last time Strickland got knocked out? Against Pereira?
Against Pereira.
Yeah. So you can knock him out. He's knockable.
Or he might take him to the ground. I don't really know. I just think this Du Plessis is too big.
Look, I think this fight is very evenly matched. I do think Dricus Du Plessis win, even though Sean Strickland is the betting favorite. I think Strickland ends up becoming the next Nate Diaz, but a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Because Nate Diaz never got the championship, huh?
Yeah, but I don't think he has that power to become Nate Diaz.
I think he does if he keeps acting the way he does. Because that's all he does. Like, well, Nate Diaz just didn't give a fuck about nothing.
I'm not talking about Strickland. It's that Nate Diaz, if we go down the history of the UFC, is top 5 stars.
Because of his brother. That's how he started. And then he went
I think he surpassed him.
I agree.
Like, I think he surpassed him. Like, Nate Diaz is when it comes to skill, is a good fighter. That's it. Very good fighter, I would say. But no, never championship caliber.
But it was all about the controversy. It was about the Conor.
But if we think about what Nate Diaz said, and he never said anything really controversial. It was just he had that it factor.
But it also came with him being getting matched with.
He got the McGregor rub.
Yes.
The McGregor rub is real. That like everybody that fights McGregor becomes a superstar. Everybody. Now, that got multiplied because he was different. Like, he was already a star should have never really been one. He was already popular. Now, could he sell pay-per-views? No. At the time. The minute he fought Conor McGregor, he started selling pay-per-views. He became a mega superstar.
Who is the next Conor McGregor of the UFC? You think Sugar Sean?
No.
What do you think?
I don't think there is one.
Not right now, huh?
No, like the next big superstar of the UFC. It seems like Sean O'Malley's, they're trying, but I don't see it.
But I think he's the closest thing to that.
Yeah,
as far as on the mic. I don't think there's somebody like.
I don't think there's anything controversial about Sean O'Malley. Anything.
But I don't think there's anything controversial about Conor McGregor at the time.
No, but he would say these outlandish things, like
the red panties thing.
No, the thing he said about Jose Aldo, like, I'll take over your village and like.
Oh, I don't understand.
Like, yeah, it's there's nothing controversial about Sean O'Malley. Like, I think UFC is stepping into a danger zone. Not that it's gonna flounder, but they're missing a superstar. Masvidal's gone. Nate Diaz is gone. Conor McGregor, I think, is one fight away from being gone.
Yes.
So is John
Two tops.
Jones. So is John Jones.
But John Jones has been gone for a while, so UFC has survived without him.
Is what I mean, but you had all these guys, like Masvidal held the torch for a while. McGregor, obviously. I think Dustin Poirier is a fight or two away from being gone.
Probably the same thing. You could probably say the same thing about
Justin Gaethje doesn't have that many left.
Justin Gaethje, yeah.
So Tony Ferguson gone, essentially. Paddy Pimblett doesn't seem like he's gonna be what people thought he was gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
Paddy Pimblett.
What did he fight?
He just fought Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson.
If Tony Ferguson can get up or stay on that third round, he probably beats him.
Because if that was a 5-round fight, he would have.
No doubt.
He would have won.
No doubt.
He got himself out in the first round. But that's a learning experience.
I think the UFC got hurt by the fact that Kobe Covington looked terrible.
Yes, because that was the next it guy.
And Leon Edwards, I'm sorry, he's just not it. So no star at heavyweight.
Pereira isn't going to be that guy either.
Neither is Jamal Hill.
Jones is that for the.
John Jones is gone.
I think it's Sean O'Malley is the closest thing to that.
Sean O'Malley is the closest thing.
Yeah.
Volkanovski is probably the biggest star they have at that point.
But he's not a controversial guy.
He's not.
He's very by the book.
But he does have the it factor. I don't think you have to be controversial. Like for example, let's see, John. Well, like Holly Holm.
Okay.
Holly Holm became a star. Now, Holly Holm got the Ronda Rousey rub. Okay, but there was nothing controversial about Holly Holm.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, at least for me, right. When I think of Holly Holmes, the only thing about is Ronda Rousey. I don't think about anything else that she's done afterwards. Maybe it's because I never kept up with her. But I don't see her as like this big superstar.
Holly Holm for me was the Max Holloway of the girls. Like Max Holloway is another example. There's nothing controversial about her. Max Holloway is a star, superstar.
No, I would say superstar. He's a star within the UFC, but superstar transcends
within
the UFC.
Is what I mean. But the UFC to me is still a niche market. Like,
yeah, but you still have people like Conor McGregor, like Sean O'Malley.
But those are rare. Those are rare crossovers, is what I mean.
But that's what you need in order to draw more eyes.
I don't think they need it. I think they want it. Obviously, when you have it,
that's what they want in order to draw more eyes.
You think Masvidal crossed over?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think he was a star in the MMA world. I don't think if he goes to an NBA game, I don't think people will show him.
I think they would. I'm
pretty sure he has gone to one, and I've never seen him. Like, I've never seen Masvidal really outside of the MMA world.
Masvidal started outside the MMA world. Masvidal started with the Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, I get that. But that's still kind of the MMA world. It's just not the UFC
more
world.
Underground.
Yeah, it's just not the UFC world. But, yeah, I don't think Masvidal crossed over. He became a superstar in-house. Tony Ferguson, superstar in-house. Like, even Nate Diaz to a world. Okay, Masvidal and Nate Diaz, not Tony Ferguson, but those two became superstars in the combat sports world, at least.
You don't think Tony Ferguson was one of those? I mean, if you're going to include those, I think Tony Ferguson should be included in there.
I don't think Tony Ferguson, for example, if you put Tony Ferguson against Jake Paul, I don't think a lot of people care. Like, if you put...
So, that's, I see what you
know what I mean? Like, but in the UFC, of course, everybody cares about Tony Ferguson. Yeah. Same thing, I don't think if you put, like, when they said about best boxers in the UFC, a lot of people said, what is it? Max Holloway versus Terrence Crawford. I think it's ridiculous. But would that be a mega fight? I don't think so. I don't think a lot of people outside of the UFC are like, yeah, Max Holloway. Like, Sean O'Malley is the closest thing. Because if he puts 2-3 wins together, which he can, people can start talking about him and Gervonta Davis. Or him and Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia and things like that. But, yeah, I don't see a lot of crossover. I don't think that Ronda Rousey, that Matt McGregor, that John Jones, I don't think they're out there yet.
Okay.
All right, that was the preview for UFC 297.
Well, you got it right.
Yeah, I'm on point this year. Please like, comment, subscribe, interact with us on our TikTok.
And don't forget to go check us out on the podcast either.
Please give out your Instagram so people can reach out to you. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram? Not yet.
All right, not yet. I don't know why. All right.
I'm making another one.
See you next time.
Peace.